Time with Jen from the Blue Mountains Public Library. Before we get to our story tonight, we are going to sing hello to one another. We're going to sing an action song together. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the book we're reading today. Today we are reading about Oona, who happens to be a mermaid, and her best friend happens to be an otter. And they both kind of like to get into a little bit of trouble every once in a while. They like a little bit of an adventure. They like a little bit of mischief. So tonight we're going to read about the adventure of Oona. And since Oona takes place underwater, I thought before we start reading, we could sing a song that I bet you a lot of you already know. But we're going to throw some actions in there. So before we get to our fun song and our great story, let's say hello to one another. Get your hands ready. On the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, my friends. Okay, are we ready? We're going to sing some row, row, row your boat. So I'm going to pretend that I'm in my canoe. I'm going to grab my oars and I am going to row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is such a dream. Second verse. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Should we go through it one more time? Okay, ready? Grab your oars. Oh, and the water's going to be kind of wavy, so we're really going to have to work. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is such a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Okay, my friends, let's get cozy because we're about to read about Oona. Today for story time, we are going to be reading the book Oona by Kelly DiPucchio. Oona was sweet and a little bit salty, like the ocean where she lived. She was also brave and curious, like most treasure hunters. When Oona was just a baby, no bigger than a scallop, she chased a pearl into the mouth of a whale. Lucky for her, she popped right back out. As the years passed, Oona found bigger treasure and even bigger trouble. It's a good thing she had Otto. Oona rescued Otto from an oyster net when he was just a pup. She taught him tricks like sit, roll over, and walrus. And her favorite, puffer fish. Oona and Otto searched for treasure nearly every single day. They uncovered keys and coins and buttons and bottles. Sometimes they even found some gold. And sometimes some lost glasses. But there was one special treasure Oona could never quite reach. The crown. It was extra sparkly in a way that made Oona's heart thump. But the crown was stuck deep in the rift, and not a pole or a pail or the sticky stick of a snail could get it unstuck. Still, Oona was determined. Her next plan was a good one. She'd knock the crown loose. Unfortunately, the current shifted. The lobster crate and the rock drifted, and the squid, well, see for yourself. It's hard to say who was more surprised when the water cleared, Oona or the shark. Her third plan most definitely would have worked if the crabs hadn't been so crabby and if the waves hadn't been so wavy. And if that long ship plank hadn't bumped her head, ouch, kind of hard, before the greedy rift gobbled it up too. Poor Oona. This was getting personal. She shouted into the pit, "You can keep your silly crown. I quit." Generally speaking, mermaids are not quitters, but at this point, one could hardly blame her. A seashell washed ashore. Oona studied it thoughtfully. It gave her an idea. She got right to work. The next day, Oona peered nervously into the rift. Why did it look so much deeper and scarier than she remembered? Otto pretended to be a narwhal, making Oona laugh. Admittedly, the new treasure hunting goggles she invented were funny looking, but they were also her best shot at reaching the crown. She dove to the bottom of the murky rift. That's when Oona noticed something she couldn't see from above. It was a bridge. A bridge made from a crate, a rock, and the very same plank that had plunked her on the head. And it led straight down to the crown. But what was that rumbling sound? It grew louder and louder. The ocean floor shook and the water around Oona churned into a thick stew of swirling sand and sea creatures. She couldn't see, and she felt trapped. Would the hungry rift gobble her up too? Through the commotion, Oona could hear something else in the distance. It was faint, but comforting and familiar. The whales. Oona sang along until the rumbling stopped and the water cleared. Finally! This was her chance. Oona held her breath. Ready, steady, aim! Clink! Hooray! We did it, Oona cheered, placing the crown on her best friend. It really is so beautiful. But these, Oona said excitedly while holding up her brand new goggles, these are spectacular. Otto agreed, because sometimes the best treasure in the world isn't found. Sometimes the best treasure in the world, it's made. The end. Well, my friends, that is it for Oona. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's story. I thought it was so cute, such a wonderful adventure. There's excitement, there's treasure, there's all sorts of things in it. You know, the best part about reading a new story or a new book is sometimes that new book has adventure, it's got mystery, it's got excitement, it takes place in a different country or some far, far away land. Reading is filled with wonder and excitement, and I'm so glad that we get to do this every single week together. Before we say goodnight, we're going to sing one more song together. It goes to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot. So we're going to pretend that our hand is a fish. So it goes a little bit like this. I'm a little fish, oh, watch me swim. Here is my tail, here is my fin. When I want to have fun with my friends, I swish my tail and dive right in. One more time. 2 hands, ready? I'm a little fish, oh, watch me swim. Here is my tail, here is my fin. When I want to have fun with my friends, I swish my tail and dive right in. All right, friends, now let's have a stretch, have a yawn, and let's sing good night. Good night, friends. Good night, friends. Good night, friends. It's time to say good night. See you next week. Bye.